think before talking, and so let's not do these things to ourselves. We are careful.
And
Ochame, you have a story for the day. Thank you very much.
What actually based on a lot of things.
Me that's Ochame. Say this month, my birthday month, and one of the things I'm doing is that Michelle, when we try picture, I post to. I mean, so I'm dressing very well. I'm looking very, 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 very stunning this time. I'm looking very, very good on very, very expensive things. I smell well, and my mouth smells ginger.
Me in expensive clothing, will take that photo. If it's my photo you need, I'll give you one.
Unfortunately for me, it's your airbag I need.
Hide my identity and post for me. Good afternoon, everyone.
Also, good afternoon.
I am a man aged 43 and I lost my wife in July this year. I found another woman to marry, but my own biological mother has refused to grace our marriage. She's saying that it is too soon for me to get married. Even in September, she was saying it is too soon. But my wife died, and even if we wait, she won't come back. My mother and the other family members are all against my decision to get married. The woman I want to marry does everything at home for some months now. She sweeps the house, wash my clothes, and sometimes sleep in my house. So what I want to bring, her officially, really? I am therefore kindly asking for views and guidance on how I can go about it. Please advise me. See, at the back, I can say more. What say where the infie Dianamian sa Nanan say July nimu and a year near a free. Na no cry we're sure about Fufra, what person one in it now. Chese Obani would July, September, Bosumi, when you're about Fufra. What person says when in Twitters road. Na ne mami munuyaku. Mami ne se David da. Enyo onu nani so agi so wawu. Awale abrim. Sesi ai. Wo yire ko ye nche. Sa na wo ka kire no. Wonti ase. Wase abusua ni nyina. Ada ne o machi di ama no wasem we hu se David nya de o mbepre manadi nyam asem a. Ete sa. Wo be ya wo ka na asem yisu. Osiesie ne dem. Wo prapra dem ho. Wono atompa. We are the one to maybe in them. Now, Auntie, a man yan and Kakran, no auntie nor the about what pair of foot to any acquaintance said the bear obey to me a dear Sassy. Cast down Zamba.
May I say, Chammy, may find check a see and would do Emma, Obiana men come and say, Bosumia, Bosumia, Papa. I said, Bosumia, wouldn't pep a womb, Sabosumia, ye Casemi, first April. April Bosumeno, Sam Mesumuni wo nipa wo. But Ochame ye din komo enko anim no. And from so bebre. But you say omante me de na yeti. De amesa me kan so Ochame no kre wo ho ane kan ye de ma mo ye nka. Abrante na ye from so mienu miensa but odin komo no story no baby no o se abawe bi ti fi ho a opra ho dada. Or pepa ho or tumpa or sinyama. Enti odi bia badada o de sesa oba no. What only yidi wu na obabi e bema bia o yidi wu a won ware bio no enye nyankopɔ anim na ebone Ochame abaya bi mama bi ye widows bibi conference and onya close to about 100 and over 500 people who are widows, and in the data no, there were people who were as young as 32 who came to collect rice and oil as widows, which is a curse. Ochame say wo boa widower, say wo boa widower we di above 60. Widower we di above 60. And say wo hwe kyosem no mu a widow with rights aye okunafo okun ade na ye no. Okun ade yo na ye no. Empanyifo amamde mu adwen ete akire ni say oba no bosom nkunu 9 months. Oba aye no bosom nkunu esan say ya gidie ni say woni wo kafo na modam pakro so. Enti abusua ni behwe ani musum nkunu ahwesa ye mbia ne ho adane ana. Enti o kan kire gu ye no ye de hye wo wayase ana. Enti eja obosum nkunu na ye de ahwesa ho bedane. Bosum nkunu na echi no ne yesi wayi tuntum wa hye fita a wo ho kwan se otum kokko ware. Eni amamene no. Enya abosonsum, enya asori ade, enya susum ade. Twosem no. Okunu ayo wo twosem no ye 30 days. Kunayo ni 30 days. The widow with right that the Bible specifies is only 30 days. Then after 30 days, life must go on. But also the book of John, my first Timothy 5:11, okay, 18 now. Or say, when you are doing a list for people that need support, don't add the young widows to it.
So, oh, yeah, trotro din dia ya dia ma ye ekunafo a emfa ekunafo nketo anenka
Ekunafo omukunu mu ewu ya ncheye ana
so ekunafo nketo I mean they just became widows
enti because the ya ne say okunani a ono ni kunu ni wu ya nche. I mean o kan trosem na mumu gina so na enti nkrofo pese omebu okunafo ana meboa. People like to give to the widow. But if you want to give to a widow, read 1 Timothy chapter 5 from verse number 11. It is not every widow we are supposed to support. They are supposed to marry.
But the younger widows refuse. For when they have begun to wax wanting against Christ, they will marry.
Now read 14.
14 says, I would therefore that the younger women marry.
The younger widows.
Children. Yeah, but this one says women.
You widows.
Bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
That's all. So I counsel younger widows to marry, to have children, to marry, to manage their homes, and to give their enemies no opportunity to slander them. Say, make abaya ketu asono onam ho akwanhia ba ne kuna film kama sa onam no na ordinaria ya sresre adentia ne kuna film eye jimie enye nibie enye nyamesom eya sresre ene di nimguasie ba ma bonsam ema ne nsa so ukunu wu a wale oyiri wu a wale enti abrantie wale opeso wale ya ne maame nom ka so mo mpre no ne maame peso wale na den wo wale oyiri samai na be ma sori 3 o'clock o di afahin so wale enfumso oye ne se abaye bi aba ho ntem dodo onpamo no nko
July to September August abedem free September no banish a fridge man to why you are only a widow after the burial ceremony. Okay, now you are talking. When your wife dies, you frɛ okunani. This year you okunani awie. Enti me stress a branch ya wade ne de abusuafo mpene so. Na maame no be fie ho no hoboa no. Onye caretaker adwuma. A branch na no apene ntem dodo. Onko just pack your things and leave. Na ne maame mesi nyama no. Ne sister embe man kola na aduane di ne maame mbra mbe warm bed no until right. Let's not put pressure on. And the church is one of the people that one day I think will not treat anything like this. But Chami, a permission to treat such things because the church is causing people to be in the church begging. Young girl, take the two. You're running over 1 minute. Sign out, young girl.
What me sign out here? Me na me kasaya. Umo makati na bomb. 0277 na ma betimi afre uyo kurani bia ye tan wani se ye men wale na wale ukru sama na wo de aduane so ahomajo abedi 0277 609 644 udi si obi ambedi ye jimi
nwa aso church me da sing me ensha wa men preda wakasa memem happy birthday come mama Joyce Lane wo ye loyal listener pa adani den ya utie enjoy drive you me could feel chame I'm always your host with the most ya me ensha wa but that's all the association
ade papa mbage bro Well. I mean, it is painful to lose a wife. Struggle to bring us that wonderful commandment. Then found that his brother Aaron has made a god for the people to worship. I'm very sorry somebody touched the data, and that is why we went off. Let's come back, share the page, and let's learn something new here. So, and the Dusty's problem, I'm not saying this in terms of Shatter's friend. No. Let's learn to manage our anger. People come here, they do a lot of things that should make us angry. I've treated this thing because I know what it's bringing to us. Because Anidossi sits on a big radio, multimedia, and the type of words he used. I remember somebody, a caller called in the program, and multimedia sanctioned the host because the caller's call was offensive. And there are things that we are all learning in the industry, and that's why I'm saying that. But Let's come to the man's story. Look, when your wife dies, you are supposed to marry again. Thanks to Bodyline Clothing for my outfit today. I know I'm looking very, very handsome. I'm looking good in my dressing. I'll take a picture and post to you because I selected what I want to wear. It's my birthday month. And like I told you, I'm celebrating the birthday with anybody that comes closer to me. I know I'm looking good. The combination, honestly, was selected by my wife. My senior wife is the one who chose this that I'm wearing. But the dress is coming from Bodyline Clothing, a better outfit. But let's get into the story. That a young man wants to marry again and the mother says don't marry. A young man wants to marry again and the mother says that your wife just died in July, so wait. What is the wife waiting for? What are you waiting for? No, who are you waiting for? I mean, how long are you going to marry the ghost of your wife? How long are you going to marry the ghost of your wife? The Bible says that the living has nothing to do with the dead. The most important thing is that let's bury the dead. So when the dead person is buried, what again are you up to? What are we talking about? No, what are we talking about? That your wife is dead, so stay awake, live with your wife, enjoy the ghost of your wife, and let your wife ghost come to cook for you. In some tradition, they will let you cook food, put in the sitting room, cover it with napkin, because your husband's ghost will come and eat his favorite food in the house after his death. This nonsense is where spirituality and superstition comes through. No ghost eats bankum and okra stew. No ghost can come and eat abobitaji and akle. No ghost can come and eat rice and stew. You see, they are putting fear in the life of people. How can you be a widow at age 28? What is wrong with you? Yes, the painful exit of your husband. It was an accident. Nobody plans to die. As I'm working right now, I have so many plans that in my 60th birthday I'm going to do. I have so many plans that I want to see my children growing. So one of the things that I don't think about coming soon is death. So I'm careful. When I meet careless drivers on the street that can hit my car, I park. On my way to the studio right now, a truck driver nearly crashed me just now as I was coming. But I don't give myself to those type of things, because if I give myself to it, I'm going to be in trouble. I get what I'm saying here. So I'm saying that when somebody desires to marry, we should not think like the person is desiring a demonic thing. A wife is a good material. So is a husband. So when your wife is no more and you desire to marry again, nobody should stop you from getting married. Your mother might have a reason, but the mistake is that you don't tell them the lady helping after your wife demands is the one you want to get married to. No, we don't do that. That is where the mistake is. However, you've already introduced the one you want to marry to them. I don't know why they don't want to allow. You won't meet your wife anywhere. So this is why I tell women who are married, you should still be appetizing and sumptuous to other men. Don't become a ragged cross because you are married. Let other men have interest in you, so that when your husband dies, you won't delay to have somebody to come and propose to you. No. You see, now why your time? Obi ampel. Wait to a boom. Unufu no to ayra. Esan sawade na aye wusi. Na bebe ni wu a wan ebe fa ade we akomanage. What did I make say? Who kwa awade mu awade na say ma ho ye febro so. Esan say na wo na wo hwa wo. Na wo na wo todi. Na wo na wo tua danka. Na wo na wo tua light bill. Na wo na wo tua water bill. Na wo na wo tofu egu kem. Na wo kwa awade ase no nyama we nya wo na wo to. Enti oba na wo ho fa awale se wo ho wo fe ebro so. Oba na wo nya fe bebre aware ye se ye hu sa wo fe na ba. E se wo ndwen hwe. Dia wo dwen ba ye die. Se bema na ne kote nya ne bema ho akere wo. Se na de party ya ye hu so wale ye ya. De bia na no soche. What trinity secret srinhai. Oba na tade o hye ne sirem na da we huyae. Ade pa kwa ne to ye wo so mege mogo. Ne nufu njira so. Omale. Na adepa ko wale a me nkwate a ontumi ento lip gloss. Adepa na ne tiri wire dendindin ontumi ento styling gel. Adepa na ne nufu agesi a ontumi ento brazier. Tell my one wale ye na bibia ko ye ba ne se na wale na fie bibi nko yi. So when you are married, you need to still be appetizing and you should still be on the market. Don't go off the market. And you see, those of us who want to support widows, watch it. I just gave a scripture to Cherry to read. In the book of First Timothy, all right? First Timothy. And First Timothy is in the New Testament. First Timothy 5. And I was reading from verse number 11. Now, and I wanted to read the full story. Okay, so let me read 11. As for young widows, do not put them on such a list, for when they are sensual desires overcome their dedication to Christ, they want to marry. Now watch it here. Clarice looks so beautiful. The guy on him looks so young. You need to still look appealing, tasteful, presentable, not because of anything, but because you should still be on the market. Watch it. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 11. As a young widow, it says, as for young widows, do not put them on a list. What is the list? No widow may be put on the list of widows unless she is over 60 years. Go and check verse 9. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 9. It says, no widow may be put on the list of widows unless she is over 60 years. And has been faithful to her husband. So we don't have to support widows who are not over 60 years. Hello? And I went to support some widows, and the younger widow inside made me cry because I met a widow who was 28 years. This girl was too beautiful. She came for a widow's conference and said, Madam, what are you doing here? You are a beggar, not a widow. The church should not waste money on widows who are not above 60 years. I didn't write the Bible. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 9. It says, no widow may be put on the list of widows unless she is over 60 years. And even those over 60, we should only support them if they have been faithful to their husbands. That is subjective. It means that no widow must stay as a widow. You have to marry. Why should you marry? Now watch it here. Watch it. Now watch it here. It says, and is well known for her good deeds, such as bringing up the children, showing hospitality, washing the feet of the Lord's people, helping those in trouble, and devoting herself to all kinds of good deeds. Before we support them, it's not every widow you support. Continue. As for the young widows, do not put them on such a list, for when their sexual desires overcome their dedication to Christ, they will want to marry. A young man's wife is dead, and they say, I was talking to Bernard Hable. The death of the wife of Bernard is painful, but Bernard cannot live without a wife. No way. It is scriptural. If you marry, it doesn't mean you don't like your wife. Now watch it here. Now watch it. It says, these they bring judgment to themselves when they don't marry, because they have broken their first pledge. Verse 13. Besides, they get into habit of being idle and going about from house to house begging. And not only do they become idols, but also busybodies who talk nonsense, saying things they ought not to say. Widows go around begging and become busybodies, and they speak nonsense. Is the Bible. I didn't write the Bible. So why should a son be refused to marry by a mother because the wife is dead and the son is demanding to marry early? If I die, why should my wife be a widow? For what? No, for what? This beautiful lady I'm married to, I will die and she will keep this sweet engine, smooth breast. The lips of my wife, they are too sweet. Very. Somebody must chop them off. I don't know if you're getting me. Let me continue. Verse 14. So I counsel young widows to marry. So what's the name of this guy? Kaba. Kaba died a painful death. Because he said, on Asempa, we woke up, Kaba got married, and the wife was so beautiful, the child was small, and all of a sudden, we didn't hear anything. We heard the bad news. The wife lost Kaba, and their relationship was so tight. And when I was speaking, the first thing I told the wife was that when Kaba is buried and you finish your widowhood right, marry again. Hey, Guardian says why? They were insulting me. When I went to sign the book of condolence, they were insulting me. And somebody is mourning the husband, and I'm talking about marrying again. Unfortunately, I don't know whether that girl has married again because I knew her from Radio Gold. Very beautiful girl. There's a guy in my office whose wife went to deliver, and the wife didn't come again. Painful exit. He's working there. He's working there. He's working there. Look at Rosie. Small, energetic, lovely, sexy girl. I marry and I die. Then she should be working and begging, doing kokonsa, busybody, begging. If any woman who is a believer has widows in her care, she should continue to help them and not let the church be a burden with them, so that the church can help those widows who are really in need. Don't waste the church money on young widows. And I said, I'm going to tell you, who you are, me kanya kopo waso, me to me wale for be abio, jajimiro. Counselor with too much wisdom, always on point, my boss. Keep teaching us. The number is always 02776096. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When will I stop listening to this great man, full of wisdom and knowledge? Thank you very much. And Olivia say, Counselor, thank you. Yewokrum, thank you so much, my darling. I love you, girl. You know already. It's my birthday month, girl. And the only thing I wanted on my birthday was to wake up in Dubai and come back to Ghana. That was my wish. But there are too many things we have to do. Yes, the widows I said, I invested money in November. There were no young widows. Even though they might not be above their age. Look, listen, in my church, listen. A very beautiful woman lost her husband recently. She went through the widowhood right of 9 months because we're checking whether she's pregnant, and she did it 1 year. I posted her picture recently when the day we finished widowhood right. So beautiful. I saw her in church on Sunday. I looked at her twice. I said, see, hey, you look very, 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 very pretty. The funeral cloth was making you look older. This is appetizing. We have not put any board there to support her. Marry a man who can take care of the children. The place there. Now watch. Let me read for you. Let me read that scripture for you. Let me go down to 18. Now it says you should marry so you can have children. Now watch it, verse 14. It says, so I counsel young widows to marry, to have children, to manage their homes, and to give the enemy no opportunity to slander. Marry and have children. You have one child. Since your husband died, you are managing one child. Stop disgracing God. What is your problem? What is your problem? Mother, why are you refusing son from getting married? Do you want to marry him? Do you know what it means to lose a wife? Do you know what it means to lose a husband? It is not easy. It is painful. Even when girlfriends die, it is hurting. Just that you can't advertise because it is a secret relationship. Look, let me die and you see. There will only be 3 widows. But there will be many shadow widows. Many shadow widows. Why should we refuse a young widow from getting married? Why? I don't know whether Kabe's wife has married again. As for Bernard, every morning I greet him, I remind him your wife has been buried. 30 days is enough. Get another beautiful woman who can take care of the children in the house and have another child again with a new woman. Don't be deceived. Don't let anybody have a pity party on you because you are a widow. Marry. So this is my advice. A man will marry you because you are beautiful. No man will marry you because you are a widow. Because listen to me, there are girls who have never married before. There are single girls who are working with no child. So when a man is making a decision to come and marry you as a widow, there should be an additional ingredient that is provoking on you enough for him to make a decision to marry you after the demise of your husband. There are others who you go and marry them and their husband become the center of their thinking. They want to compare you to their ex-husband, their dead husband. Look, hear me. Your husband is dead. His body is rotting. I don't need his pajamas in the house. Hello? And I don't know what I like this nightie so much. My late husband bought it for me. Don't wear things of your late husband. Stop fooling. Stop fooling. Let the foolishness end. I mean, why is this said? Who born dog that are married to you and the things you were using for your ex-husband, how will I know if you don't say it? Every second you are comparing me to your ex-husband. What is that? What is it? There are people that their father, there's a man who walked to me. The wife lost the father and it is a disaster in their house. The wife is mourning the father as if she is the widow. I called her and said, girl, your husband is complaining. Well, his mother is dead. Me, I've lost my father. I've lost my father. And I can't live without my father. So if he can't, then he can go. You are a stupid woman. Your father is dead. Your father is dead. Your mother is living, and you want to lose your marriage. Were you marrying your father on behalf of your mother? I said, girl, if you didn't love your husband from the beginning, and you are covering up with your father, and your father is dead, let us understand that you are the widow and not your mother. I remember at the graveside, when the heirs brought their father's corpse, she want to die, crying, and you are not the only daughter. There are other daughters and there are other sons. And then they call the husband. Kobe, please hold your wife. Please, Kobe, hold your wife, because we can't manage your wife and the mother. Kobe, hold your wife. Talk to your wife. And I went there and I held her and said, Charlie, you are mourning your father, but Charlie, shine your eyes. It's enough. You are over crying. You are crying more than your mother. Your mother has lost a penis. What have you lost? You have lost a father figure. What is your problem? And we're not talking about a young father. We are talking about a father who is 79 years. Look, I like my mother so much. Imagine my mother died, and every day I'm mourning my mother in front of my wife. What nonsense is that? No, what nonsense is that? And every time you are dreaming about your mother. No, what Bible says, don't give support to widows who are not above 60 years. It's not me. You are not above 60. You are 40. You are 30. A young girl that disaster. See the wife of Christian Achu. Very beautiful, nice woman. Christian Achu has been buried. A very painful exit. There was no plan that Christian Achu has told the wife, I'm going to die in a disaster. 2 beautiful children. Then the wife of Christian Achu will say, because of the death of Christian Achu, I'll marry again. What nonsense is that? No, what nonsense is that one? Can Christian Achu's ghost have sex with a wife? So when the lady one time wakes up and say, I want to marry, families will say, no, it's not good. The ghost of your husband will not be happy. If the ghost of my husband will not be happy, he should come back alive. Some nonsense in this widow must end. A 32-year-old girl, you are a widow. Jimmy no. A day. At the one time. Let me say it to pain you. And these are the messages I preach in church. And they don't understand me. Beautiful woman like you. You are mourning your dead husband for 6 years. When your husband died by this chronic disease, your daughter was 6. Now she's 12. What are you fighting over? Is it the house of your husband? Or you are afraid when you marry, the family will say, because you are married now, leave your husband's property? Says who? You have a portion in your husband's property. So just do your part. Marry, rent the property, and follow that man to. Don't marry any man to your ex-husband's house. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Oh yes, the type of man who you are married to, he was the only rich man in your area. So truly speaking, you can't get any other person. But I'm saying that you got to marry again. You got to marry again. Your comments are very important to me. I want to see you writing. You have to marry. This nonsense must come to an end. That beautiful widows are still walking in the church. The widow I have in my church, when I saw it on Sunday, I was very excited. I've decided to ask her, has anybody come? Is anybody talking? Yeah, you got to do something. You have to mingle. Don't make the church your home. Your husband's pictures are all over the house. He's dead. Remove the pictures. What is it? Your husband is dead. You are still using his picture as your DP. For what? Your wife is dead. And you are still using me. When my mother died, now watch it. When my mother died, I used her obituary. You will always be in her heart to brand my car. Then I realized that I was overdoing it. I removed it and went to spray the car. I have my mother's poster at the entrance of my house. I'm honoring her ghost on the paper. I visit my mother's tomb to go and have a chat with my mother. However, I will never place my mother above my wife. Nonsense. We laugh over issues. I tell my wife that ever since my mother died, you are free, Papa. My mother should come and see how beautiful you have become. Because my mother keeps disturbing my wife. Why have you grown lame? What is happening to you? You know, my wife goes to the gym. She loses weight rather. And becomes lean. And becomes like a Miss Ghana thing. And my mother doesn't like the Miss Ghana body. You know the girls, they like the body. Now body, grow a full body. I remember my mother came to disturb my wife. When my wife delivered our second child, yes, I mean the second child, then my senior wife, then my mother came to us and said, we are not happy. Why are you not happy? Is my son disturbing you with sex? My mother called my wife and asked my wife, am I already disturbing her with sex? I said, look at you. Me, sex. Charlie, the penis is busy. Oh. But I'm saying this that my mother looked concerned. Very, very concerned about my wife. And my wife was not happy about their concern. It was too much. Like every day, something must happen. Oh. Anytime she sees my mother, something must happen. Some positive gains must come in. My dear, don't lose this anymore. I don't pray your husband dies. I don't pray your wife dies. I pray that you live with your younger wife to grow and add another wife to your wife to support her as a house help. But if death occurs, don't marry the ghost of your spouse forever. Marry again. I hope now you have learned something. That not just every widow that we support. You don't just support just anybody because they are widows. Rather, you give them support. Seriously speaking, because they are older widows. My friend, it's lovely. It's nice that you marry again. But be appealing and tasteful before your wife dies. Be nice to other people before you lose your wife. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to find somebody to come and love you. I will marry again when my wife dies. No matter what my age. I will add the fourth one. Because children must have a father figure. Children must have a mother figure. This man's story. The mother is against the man marrying because you lost your wife in July. July, August, September. The man wants to marry and the mother says it's not nice. I agree. They didn't understand the tradition. The church too will come inside. But I don't know whether they have children, like the story I have. But don't muzzle the mouth of the ox that threshes the ground. Bible says they will begin to do masturbation and play with themselves to glorify the devil. Allow them to marry because there's a passion of sex in them, so they will not become gossipers. They will not walk and be saying things that is not right in the church, so that nobody will say they killed their husband, so that nobody will say they killed their wife. Allow them to marry. On 0277 609 644. This is the birthday man. I'm looking stupidly handsome. I know. And I am sure that even if I'm your enemy, you like my dressing. Tonga Tali capsules is what makes a man a man. And once I'm talking about men, this is only for men. Tonga Tali ginseng capsules. It's in all supermarkets. It's in all pharmacy shops now. As a man, take some to keep your potency standing. And as you take the capsules, the ginseng coffee is here. Add the coffee to it, and your blood will flow well. Your performance in bed, they will call me and tell me, Tonga Tali ginseng coffee has made my man sexually potent. The men who are growing pot belly, green tea. Women, green tea. Your father is above 60. Your mother is in the late 50s. Buy just a pack of this for them, and they will never wake up with body pains. It works. Try it. The green tea from Tonga Tali. This is not for sexual anything, but green tea from Tonga Tali. As for the women who have lost their sexual drive, beautiful girls, but they are not tasteful in bed, this is the libido enhancer. Just put a cup, put one sachet in a glass or a mug, stir it, drink it. You feel that you are a woman who is tasteful. Ginger honey chips in America, 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. In America, send me a WhatsApp now. All 51 states will ship it to you immediately. And when you chew ginger honey chips, your testimony is your personal testimony. In Ghana, ginger honey chips is in a bottle like this. 0277-609-644. My friends, don't allow children to cry because of their diaper. Funny Love baby diapers, the best diapers in the whole wide world. From Germany, all supermarkets, everywhere you pass is Funny Love. Buy some, and the baby will stop crying. Your friend has delivered in Ghana. Order some, and I'll package it for them on the Adoring Day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm grateful you came to join me. Live a happy life right now. Live well. Look presentable. Look handsome. Look beautiful. So that at the end of the day, in case it happens that you lose your spouse, you will still be on the market. On 0277-609-644. I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me. Don't be a young widow and become a beggar and a kokonsa person. A certain man is interested in you. Stop disturbing the man with the ghost of your husband. If the ghost of your husband is disturbing you, call me, I'll sack him. If you are watching me and your husband's ghost is visiting you, sleeping with you, I will stop him from coming. If your wife keeps visiting when you have a girl, that is the day your wife will come with a smell. Call me, we will sack her. You too, stop wearing the things of your ex-husband and stop crying and telling the children. If your father was here, Jimmy, and get married, because it's a sin for you to be a young widow begging as a widow. Shame on you. Good night. See you again. Bye.